In today's dividend news, we've got lots of updates for you. One company has suspended their dividend, 3 have announced share buybacks, 2 special dividends, 7 reductions, and 16 companies that have announced increases to their dividends. And we're going to start right here with Presidio Property Trust, who has announced a 4.5% increase in their dividend. Forward yield is 10%, ex-dividend date June 26th with a pay date on June 30th. Vistra Energy has announced a 3.3% increase in their dividend. The dividend yield in the trailing 12 months is 3%. They go ex-dividend June 20th with a pay date on June 30th. Bank First has announced a 20% increase in their dividend. The trailing 12 months yield is 1.13%. They go ex-dividend June 20th with a pay date on July 5th. W.P. Carey has announced a 0.2% increase in their dividend. The forward yield is 6.09%. Ex-dividend is June 29th with a pay date on July 14th. Cherry Hill Mortgage has announced a decrease in their dividend by 44.4%. The forward yield is 11.62%, ex-dividend date June 29th with a pay date on July 31st. CT Real Estate Investment Trust has announced an increase in their dividend by 3.6%. Ex-dividend date is June 29th with a pay date on July 17th. And we're here at Trinzio PLC. We've got a warning from Seeking Alpha that they're at risk of performing badly. And as such, they've cut their dividend by 92.9%, bringing the forward yield to 0.28%. Ex-dividend date is July 5th with a pay date on July 20th. National Fuel Gas Company, ticker symbol NFG, also has a warning sign from Seeking Alpha. Yet they've raised their dividend by 4.2%. The forward yield is 3.84%, ex-dividend date June 29th with a pay date on July 14th. While not an increase in their dividend, they have announced a special dividend in the form of 2 cents that's going to be paid along with a quarterly dividend. Ex-dividend date, June 29th with a pay date on July 14th. Another dividend cut is coming from Paramount Group, and they have announced a 54.8% decrease in their prior dividend. Forward yield of 3.05%, ex-dividend date, June 29th with a pay date on July 14th. Another dividend cut coming from AFC Gamma with a 14.3% decrease, forward yield of 15.26%, ex-dividend date June 29th with a pay date on July 14th. Some good news coming out of Delta Airlines. They are reinstating their dividend. They had cut the dividend back in March of 2020, but it's coming back. Forward yield of 0.95%, ex-dividend date July 14th with a pay date of August 7th. Target raising their dividend by 1.9%, forward yield of 3.3%. Ex-dividend date is August 15th with a pay date on September 10th. Labrador Iron Ore Royalty is raising their dividend by 30%. The ex-dividend date is June 29th with a pay date of July 26th. Chimera Investment Corporation has cut their dividend by 21.7%. Forward yield at 13.41%. They go ex-dividend on June 29th with a pay date of July 31st, but the company did just approve a buyback of the company's common stock from $177 million to $250 million. Host Hotels and Resorts is raising their quarterly dividend by 25%. Forward yield of 3.44%, ex-dividend date June 29th with a pay date of July 17th. W.R. Berkley is raising their quarterly dividend by 10%, forward yield of 0.78%, ex-dividend date is June 23rd with a pay date of June 30th, and the board of directors has increased the company's share repurchase authorization to 15 million shares of common stock. Frontline has announced a decrease in their dividend by 34.6%. They went ex-dividend on June 15th but have a pay date on June 30th. Another warning from Seeking Alpha, but this time from BRT Apartments Corp. This is one of the benefits of having that premium membership with Seeking Alpha. I'll leave a link in the comments below if you're so inclined to open an account. But they have announced that they are bumping up their stock buyback to $10 million. Forward yield of 5.01%, ex-dividend date June 23rd with a pay date of July 6th. Caterpillar has announced an increase in their dividend by 8.3%. Forward yield of 2.11%, ex-dividend date July 19th with a pay date of August 18th. Redwood Trust has slashed their dividend by 30.4%. The forward yield is 9.79%, ex-dividend date of June 22nd with a pay date of June 30th. Realty Income is raising their monthly dividend by 0.2%. Forward yield at 5.01%, ex-dividend date June 30th with a pay date of July 14th. Stepstone has announced that the board of directors has declared a supplemental dividend of 25 cents per share. This will be payable on June 30th to holders of record on the close of business of June 15th. Ovintiv has announced a 20% increase in their dividend. Ex-dividend date happened on June 14th and is payable on June 30th. Omega Flex is raising their dividend by 3.1%, forward yield of 1.19%, ex-dividend date June 23rd with a pay date of July 7th. Douglas Elliman has suspended their cash dividend, but they did announce an annual 5% stock dividend. Essential Properties has declared an increase in their dividend by 1.8%, forward yield of 4.57%, ex-dividend date June 29th with a pay date of July 14th. International Seaways has declared a supplemental dividend of $1.50 per share of common stock. Ex-dividend date was June 13th with a pay date of June 28th. I'll leave a link below to my spreadsheet where I keep track of all the dividend increases from week to week. And if you appreciate all the information from Seeking Alpha, I'll leave the link below for that as well. And until next time, go and take a peek at this video next.